in the cabbage.
But let's get it.
Test.
Yeah, we're live.
Welcome to In the Cabbage. This is crazy.
This is pretty bananas right now that we're actually doing this.
I'm Tommy Sweat, Andrew Whitt. Please subscribe, please listen, please download, like. And just a reminder, keep swinging. Heyo! Welcome back to In the Cabbage. I'm your boy, Tommy Swaim. To my right or your left, Andrew Whitt.
What up, y'all?
We are back and better than ever, boys. Two just married men in a comfy little corner of a couch.
Yeah, it feels great to be back, dude. It feels like forever at the same time because I've been driving all over the place, been doing a million things this past couple weeks, and yeah, it just feels great to be back here at C Square, dude.
C Square corner, comfy corner for all those comfy heads out there. Yeah, we did it, boys. We got Andrew to the altar and through.
Barely.
We could touch on that a little later, but overall, I think it's Temecula, and Madison and I fell in love with the area. Dude, couldn't have picked a better venue as well. The venue was gorgeous.
Thanks, buddy. We were really hyped the way it turned out. I mean, I told you from day one that we were touring a bunch of these other spots around locally, and I'm like, okay, maybe let's look elsewhere, blah, blah, blah. We got the recommendation from one of Katie's coworkers.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, you guys are going to lock that place in. We're like, really? We had another spot that was oh man, help me out with the one wedding company that does like everything together, all inclusive. It's very
wedding planner.
Wedgwood Weddings. Thank you.
Okay.
It's like a company. It's like a mainstream thing.
Right.
We like toured like 3 of those. And they're like, oh, for like the price, what you're getting. It's like, dude, it's so steep. Like it's tough.
Right.
And then we went and checked out this other place and we saw the same price tag on it. And we're like, wow, this is unbelievable. So shout out Villa de Amor for putting on an unbelievable wedding. The vibes over there were immaculate. And dude, we could not have asked for better weather the entire time.
We really got lucky. It was just one hot day, and that was about it.
That was only for like 30 to 45 minutes that we were doing the walkthrough.
Yeah, you know what the most important place about Temecula was the golf we played earlier that day, too.
Yeah, dude, I totally kind of forgot about that
We
as well.
We walked into the event Thursday?
Yeah, that we played on Friday morning.
Friday morning, right.
Yep. Friday
so
morning.
we played Temecula Creek Golf Course, I think it was called.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Such a cool little like hideaway golf course. Had 3 nines.
Yeah.
You know, the pictures
Tough.
the pictures online, it can only do so much.
Right.
And I feel like once you got there, you're like, wow, this is definitely countryside, quote unquote, you're very like, run of the mill Temecula type feel. And it was fantastic, but with a little bit of a modern feel to it as well. Like the clubhouse was totally updated.
Yeah, it was awesome. We played 2 nines. There was Stonehenge or something, Stone, and then Creek, and I mean,
You're doing better than me, dude.
and then like whatever
I'm no help for
forest
you here.
or whatever. And the first 9 holes that we played, longer rough than that we played in Torrey.
Dude, that was the longest rough I've ever played it.
Ever played it.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Like hit your ball into this and you're basically like,
You're going to break your wrist coming out of it.
yeah, you get lucky to find them. So a lot of homie up golf, like, hey, this shouldn't be gone, but I'm not going to spend 4 minutes playing in like the first cut
Of course.
to try to find my golf ball.
We got to keep it moving.
We
gotta keep it moving.
came out, we went par, bogey, eagle.
Yeah, I came out bogey, eagle.
Yeah.
And dude,
Almost an albatross.
I almost
Yeah.
jarred it from 215 out into the wind with a 4-iron, dude. Hit like one of the purest shots of my life, just riding this wind right to left into. I didn't get to see it though, and you just started. I was riding with my brother on that golf round, so you were riding solo. Great. It was just us 3, by the way. Loved that.
It was so nice.
Fantastic.
Just us 3 out there.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want on a special weekend like that. You know, like if it's not too crowded, just send us out by 3. Don't slap a single with us. There's plenty of golf course. Anyways, that's beside the point, but that's why you were down by the green. And I was a little bit far out, a little bit into the sun. Maybe I couldn't see. I don't know what it was. All I knew is that I hit it.
I heard you hit it
right on line.
I heard you hit it, and I'm walking to the green, and the ball is humming. I could hear it humming, and I'm like, my whole time I'm walking in, thumbs up the whole way. Ball's mid-flight.
I was in a trance.
That's how pure it was, and it hit like the front lip of on the edge of a bunker. So it took a beautiful like big bounce, and then kind of caught and spun a little bit, and just started trickling into the hole, and you leapt out low side of the hole. Ended even with the hole like maybe 4 inches to the left.
Yeah, I literally could close my eyes, hit that putt left-handed and backwards, and I would find the bottom.
And come out with a par. No, I mean, it was a gimme eagle, which was unreal to see. We thought that this golf course was in for, pardon my French, an absolute pounding. We thought we were going to come out here and everyone's shooting career lows.
Yeah, I mean, I would come out just dick swollen after that second hole. Especially with a lost opportunity, I gave myself 5-iron wedge and I kind of flew the green, screwed myself on hole 1. I'm like, I really let that one go. That could have been potential birdie opportunity. Right. Tap in par. Should not be looking at any worse than that.
Right. And we
proceedingly to just make ourselves look like fools out there.
It took like on hole 6 or 7, I had to that moment you come to Jesus, you have to talk to yourself on the tee box.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you brought me along, and thankfully you did.
I'm like, I had to all right, okay.
After I go, I think double, triple.
Right. I think I went double, triple, or triple, double. And it wasn't even close. It was like a fighting double. It was like a make a putt for a double type of double.
Yeah.
And
I saved double quite a few times that day.
Yeah. They write me down for a 6 was a word used often. But yeah, like hole 7 or around hole 6, we finally clicked into something pretty great. Clicked back into us really. You had to have a moment. I was like, hey, I'm playing really bad and it's not going to get easier. So either I start playing better golf, like actually thinking about what I'm doing and really try to lock in here because my B game isn't going to work, or C, I need to play better golf.
We realized that the rough was way too much of an issue. Way too much an issue. Right. Not just let's just yank driver and let's just send it on down there. Yeah. No.
You actually had to think.
It's 3-inch rough, and you're going to make bogey from there.
Eaten every time.
Yeah.
So
you have to hit a great second shot as well, and there's no chance there's no guarantee you're even finding the ball either.
Right. So the boys made the executive decision of double transfusions on the back 9, light up a cigar.
What a power move! And
we really all played great on the back.
We really buttoned up our pants there, and pulled down our hats, and we're like, it's time to go to fucking work.
Right. You get your belts going. You put your daddy pants on, and
you put those big boy pants on, and you really make a decision.
The back 9 was much easier.
It was yes, for sure. I mean,
much easier.
It was rough to have our you were giving yourself a B game. I was giving myself maybe a C. It was tough. I was all over the place.
Back 9 was pretty untouchable though.
The back 9 was great.
Driver started to work.
Yep.
The putter stayed hot. Never left.
Thank God. That was the only thing I had going for me.
Yeah.
And dude, I can't believe I kind of forgot about this, but the back 9 was one of the coolest finishing 3 holes that we've had for the Masters format. Yeah. It was unbelievable.
We had a really good match. Everyone qualified. We had 2 comebacks.
Yeah, it was insane. I was 2 shots back because of
a par 3
because of
left.
Connor and you. Mm-hmm. Double popping. I didn't have any pops, unfortunately, but that's where we were basically even till that point. And pipe a drive down there. And then you guys are kind of, plotting your way around a little bit as well. Mm-hmm. And I hit one to 85 yards to 20 feet. Right. Had to drain the birdie putt. That was my only chance of even drawing and splitting money with you guys on the last 3 holes. Drain the 25 footer for bird.
Love
Unbelievable. And then you go up there and you have did you go up and down?
From hole 18?
Yeah, on hole 18.
Yeah, so Con has a 1-shot lead on me, or we're even on going into 18.
Yeah.
And Con taps in what is a 6-footer.
It's a tap-in for him. The man walks up there, barely even looks at the the reed, and he just slaps it on there, buckets the par. Yeah, with a broken-ass putter no one's ever heard of from a garage sale. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know where he got that putter from. He's never going to sell it, though.
No, he can't. I think so hot. Then, I'm on the right side rough, and I hit, like, a shot over the tree.
That's right.
To, like, 7 or maybe, like, 12 feet, 13 feet.
Yep.
A little left to righter.
Love those.
I took a good amount of time reading the putt.
You had to. You were doing the whole aim point.
I aim point, fell with my feet, looked at it from the other side, and then felt it with my feet again because the guys behind us weren't even halfway.
Right. You had a little bit of time, and of course you got to take a little bit of time because it's a Masters. Cons could very well be in for par. I just made birdie.
Cons in for par. You're in for birdie, so it's just on me.
Got it.
So I had to make it a push con to make sure I didn't lose the Masters.
Right, you had to take your time there.
And I center jarred it.
Yeah, and you did. And so we just drained a combined, I don't know, like 35, 40 foot of putts between the three of us.
What a way to end it and start the wedding off.
Yeah. And so just shout out that course. I thought it was, we paid, I believe, 85 with carts. Right, that included the cart. Green fee was 65. Cart was 20.
Right,
and then with rain bulge and our little ball markers that we get, and I think it was like $95 or something like that.
Yeah, I love the ball marker.
I was just about to give out a little shout out. Yeah, it's fantastic. And I just forgot. I forgot your Spanish Bay one. I'll have to give that one.
Oh,
later.
You got me a Spanish Bay ball marker.
Of course I did. Of course I did. I got you a pink one.
Oh, I love that. That's so funny. That'd be so funny if we actually did that. That'd be such a great story.
I had to actually ask the guy, and he was like, well, actually, I had to ask Katie. I'm like, this one isn't pink, right? I'm going back and forth, looking at all the color options. And the dude that's running the pro shop, he's like, why? You colorblind?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, funny story. Almost bought a pink ball marker the other day, blah, blah, blah. He's like, okay.
Right.
That makes sense. I thought you just didn't graduate like first grade colors. I'm like,
that'd be nerve wracking, and you're still walking around like that. But yeah, then we proceeded to just have an absolute weekend full of seeing old friends and booze, and went to Temecula, downtown Temecula, which is
is that where
goated.
Is that where you and Madison like fell in love with the place? Because you kind of touched on that a little bit.
So
earlier.
Temecula, like I went to Temecula as like a young kid way back, and it was like not that great. And I knew of Temecula, but I didn't really know what to expect. I think I go into it really blind because I didn't have to plan anything, which is unusual for me. Because
that's so unlike
right. So normally I know like what the place looks like.
Usually you're daddy. You're running the show.
Someone's letting me, like everyone's trying to, like I know what's going on. Everyone's finally catching up with me. And we like just the Airbnb was awesome, great view. The Airbnb at my mom's place, great view. Like everywhere we went to was like cool view, and the vibe is very old, small city, but you're also 35 minutes from maybe like 45 to an hour to downtown San Diego.
You're close, really
so
close.
Like from here to LA, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So if you put in that perspective, like you can get to like a downtown if you really need to escape.
Very, very close.
And their downtown city itself in Temecula, you don't need to go anywhere because the food looked great down there, but the bar scene was even awesome. Live music everywhere, live DJs, cheap covers, arcade bar we went to that was super fun.
Yeah, dude, it was really fun. I didn't know what to expect. I've never been out in downtown Temecula, and it was tough to drag me out of there.
I was so bummed when we were leaving.
Yeah, I know, but it was I guess it was one of those times. I think the boss lady wanted to leave, and we were like, "Okay, let's head back." And I think it was 11:30 or whatever, and we got our time.
I mean, that's probably smart.
What are you gonna stay till?
We stayed. We did stay up till 2:30 anyway.
Yeah,
so
we
went back, played some pool, hung out. That's basically all we did every time we came back from a bar.
Yeah.
So then rehearsal, then walk through or rehearsal dinner was the next day. I think both was, right?
Yeah. And then just shout out Mama Whit because the Airbnb was fantastic. It was super cool. In a great location, very large, very easy, accessible for like hangout, tons of parking. We had the taco people that were there, which by the way, Lala Tacos can really bring it.
Lala's Tacos makes the best quesadilla I've ever had in my life.
And you took one bite of that thing and you went cross-eyed.
Yeah. I know. And then they had a jalapeno crema, which
like I'm going to try to make that.
And they did that with a brisket quesadilla, and they should have just done that. Dude, that was enough.
They had a 3-meat quesadilla, and they gave you 3 slices.
Oh.
And it was top notch. I think one was a ribeye, one was a smoked brisket, and then a grilled tri-tip or something like that.
Yeah, it was so good.
Whoa! And then they had the full spread with the salsa bars.
And 2 cremas.
And 2 cremas, a chipotle and a jalapeno.
Oh, the cremas!
Wow, I mean, just really special. And then to round the whole thing off, my mom also got a industrial sized.
Yeah, this is what I think caused all the problems.
An industrial sized margarita machine, and let me tell you, that bitch was flowing all weekend long.
It was sad because I knew I probably shouldn't be drinking because it has so much sugar, but the ease of just immediately having a cocktail outweighed it every single time. So I know that I'm a man of just ease and comfort. So like if I can just walk up and get drunk from a machine that I probably shouldn't, I'm going to anyways because it's so easy to do.
It's also 85 degrees outside, and it just really fits the vibe. It's right there.
And she has different syrups on the side too. So if you want a little
you want a prickly pear margarita, go ahead and fancy yourself.
Yeah.
You want a little strawberry marg?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it was all time. Then the walkthrough was great. Everyone was cracking jokes, having fun. Saw the venue for the first time. Hot as hell. We got through it. And then
it could have been worse.
Could have been way worse.
Could have been way worse. I mean,
and we weren't there that long either.
We're talking Temecula. It could have been 98.
Easy.
You know? I think we lucked out and it was like 87 or something like that. You know,
it was really.
They
nice.
also let us. They also let out some parasols for us as well.
Parasols.
Yeah, the little umbrellas.
Oh, I was like, what the hell are parasols?
Little parasols.
Oh, nice. I didn't take one. I was just me and Uncle Bob up there were burning up. And then we, got to the big day and started off not as easy as I was hoping for you.
I mean, it was after the rehearsal dinner, which, by the way, I feel like it's very overlooked. That was probably one of the funnest times.
It's maybe one of the best times of the wedding.
Yeah, it's great food, really good cocktails, and socializing and all that kind of jazz with the people that you obviously are closest with, and it's just really fun to kind of share that moment. So we touched on it last time.
Yeah.
But that was a really fun part of the day. But because of that, then we had some friends coming in from town, out of town. And then, before you know it, we're already drinking Friday. Now we're just getting sloshed again on Saturday. Yeah,
we had friends fly in. We're stuck to them till 2:33 talking, hanging out.
Yeah. It's just easy. It's just
no problem.
At that time, energy is at abundance.
Right. Because nothing's going. And you have a full vacation coming up.
Yeah, that's so far in the distance though, because you got this massive event called the wedding that's coming up the following day. But you're just there's so much there's so much energy and there's so much pent up I guess anxiousness or maybe a little bit of energy, anticipation.
Right.
And you just feel like you're just going and going and going and going. And of course, we stay up till whatever, 2, 3, whatever, we're hungover every single day, whatever. We can shake that shit off.
Right. Been there, done that.
Yeah. Done that a million times, doing a million more.
Yeah.
But yeah, the little cleanup in the kitchen. That's not ideal. But then, the boys rallied hard, put on the fresh blue suits, and boy, we were looking sharp.
We were looking sharp.
Looking really good.
Watches on.
Watches were on.
Pocket squares in.
Yeah, dude. And then Chris, they did a little flower, crazy little...
I don't know how he knew that.
Origami shit. He's like, yeah, no, I got you guys.
Dude, first fold. Yes. My kindergarten teacher would have never believed you. I would have failed. I still can't fold shit. First fold, I put it in, bang, done. Got to the event.
And
beautiful.
it was gorgeous. Again, I mean, seeing it just never ceases to take your breath away. It's a really cool venue. Really, really love the scene.
Yeah.
Over there. And then we roll up. We had our all-time little I don't even what do you want to call it, bachelor den getting ready.
Yeah, whatever.
Situation.
Our room, we hang out and talk shop, and it's not super tucked away. It's kind of like in front of everybody, but we figure it out and kind of shut the doors, and it's cool. It's cold in there. There's cheeses out for us.
Thank God it was cold in there.
Yeah, thank God.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine if it was hot?
That would have been brutal.
It would have been brutal.
No escape from the heat.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, and then we got to that spot in time where we're gonna dive a little bit deeper in.
I love it. Let's get in here.
And I wanted to share a little bit of something with you all, and in hopes, one, maybe you're going for that dream job interview. Maybe you got a life's work presentation that is like your career decider.
Right.
Whatever of that
momentous
sort.
Moments.
Exactly. That's a great way of putting it. Momentous moments. And you would classify a wedding as being as one of those moments. It's a very it is a core memory for the rest of your life.
Childbirth.
Yeah, right.
Children that you are having together in a wedding.
Yeah, for sure.
Those two things are the most important things possibly in one person's life.
For sure. And I was getting on here time after time again, where you kind of bring up the wedding stuff. I'm talking about wedding stuff for the last forever knows how long. It seemed like an eternity. And, I'm fine the whole way through it. And there's something about when you're showing up and it's game day.
Yeah.
But this is a different kind of game day. It's like we were just talking about.
Game 7
is the momentous moment. Yeah, but you're still playing basketball. You're still playing volleyball. This is something that you don't get a chance to train for. It's one of those once in a lifetime things.
Right. And it's so much eyes and pressure on something.
Yeah. So basically, I just roll up into the groomsmen suite, and I don't know what happened to me, because basically everything started happening so quickly, so fast. I'm getting pulled in every direction. I got the camera lady. She's telling me to do all these poses. I hate pictures. So now I'm already uncomfortable, and everything starts rolling in. And I'm basically at that point, I just start getting a little bit weak in the knees.
Yeah.
And it was one of those moments, it was kind of crazy. I'm like, oh my God, what is happening right now to me internally? Because I can't get it together. I don't really have this under wraps right now. And it's all a lot. And time's ticking. And obviously we're kind of on the clock because we're getting there an hour and a half before, the shindig starts.
We show up a couple minutes late. We're supposed to wait for Katie and her friends to not be near us when we're taking photos as well, so we don't accidentally see Katie before the first look. Yeah, buddy, to just maybe interject here, it's not something that is light. This isn't going on a first date. This isn't your first kiss. This is supposed to be like the one and last time you do this. Supposed to. Now, in America, not always the case.
Right.
But also, you don't want to be another statistic.
It's just more so in hindsight, and in a perfect world, you only do it once. And honestly, this speaking hypothetically here, I don't even think you would, after getting married, hypothetically, I don't even think I would and go through the whole thing again and get married again. It's a lot.
It's way too much.
It's financially, it's a lot. And there's major shout outs to Denise and Lloyd.
Yes, major.
But it's a lot it just takes up and consumes so much of your time and everything like that. So it's, again, one of those things I don't even know if you would be able to do or want to do it again. So yeah.
I get what you're saying. It's just a lot in general. Yeah, and I think guys don't get a look. We understand we're in the meetings. We know what's happening. We help you choose something by, hey, you want the red or the blue? And we go, I like the red. And they go, cool, we're going with the blue. You do that about 100 times, and you don't really. So for me, I'm not speaking for everybody, but for myself, I wasn't really had an idea of what this was going to look like. I don't know what flowers look like. Someone could tell me what they're doing, and I have no clue.
They're hydrangeas, and then we got white ribbon and silver ribbon, and they're blue with the blue accent.
I would have no clue. You have no clue what you're really you do a walkthrough and you see the venue, but then people are there, and the photos happen so fast, and things start moving really quick, And I think a lot of men are caught off guard. There should be like a man video of like what a wedding looks like.
Honestly, there needs to be a full-on like wedding for dummies. Like,
right. There is. I'm sure there is out there.
I'm sure.
But it's like not... just like a wedding video of a past wedding at this venue in like a guy's perspective. So that way, if a guy isn't super involved, he knows like what this is kind of going to lay out as. Or maybe just, which is so dumb, maybe having like the best man sit the night before and you call it the debriefing room. And
I mean, that's a great way of doing it.
And you have the best man read off the agenda and talk with the wifey and have you kind of
sit in and almost run it and be a part of it.
Being a part of it for the night before for the husband. Be like, hey, let's have a cocktail.
Right.
Let's grab a cigar. I'm going to tell you exactly what this is going to look like tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. So I guess basically what we're both alluding to is that I had a full-on panic attack.
Yeah.
Like I had a full-blown, like
coming to Jesus moment.
Yeah, dude. I literally had to dismiss myself for like 20 to 30.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank God we're done with photos. I could not go to the bathroom fast enough. I'm like, okay, we're done? Okay, great.
I'm surprised you waited.
I almost called it. We had to do photos for another 2 or 3 minutes, it was common. It was inescapable. And I meant, see ya, I need 5.
Right.
But I ducked on in there and like proceeded to just have a full on like almost like seizing of like muscles, and I was throwing up over the toilet, and I could not tell you why. And it was not anything of the sense of doubt or nervousness, anything like that. It was literally just how shocking and how real it got and how big of a moment, I guess. And it just kind of all came to.
You've been the cool cucumber the whole time as well.
And, like, yeah, I guess so. Because we were kind of talking about that a little bit beforehand. And, like, maybe that wouldn't have happened if I was, had more of a sense of what was going on. Like, I'm feeling all this stress and pressure and, like, the whole time. That's kind of, like, on Katie's plate a lot. And I'm kind of there just, like, calm it down. Let's provide solutions. We got this. It's not that big of a deal. It doesn't matter if they have that color. It's okay. It's still going to look amazing. Whatever BS I'm trying to throw out there to just, negate, resolve some of the problems that are arising. And, I had that moment where it was like, oh my God, this is shocking. And it was a big shock to the system. And it took me a good couple throw-ups and a good like 20 minutes like in the bathroom. And a full-on, like I had to like shake my shit out of it,
Go to the first look.
Go do a first look at this point now, because now I got to like get it all together.
Yeah. There's something amazing about men when I think we have maybe a different a different gear sometimes. Not to be sexist, but I'm sure there's women out there like that as well, where the hype up of not being
presentable.
Like, oh, you're gonna be okay.
Right.
Like you can handle this. Like it became a point of, okay, buddy, hey, it's time to like put the face on. Right. And you can kind of flip into something and put those emotions and feelings aside, and be able to like, lack for better terms, like man up a bit and try to, get through it. And women do that all the time, but it's just you have that ability from playing sports. I do too. But yeah, I mean,
it's one of those coming to moments, because I could have easily sat there in that chair for another 15, 20 minutes, and it was, you basically came over to me like, but it's time. Like we've done it. We good. We need to get over it.
Yeah.
Like it's that time. Like it's that time. Like, yeah, it's time to go do a first look. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. You kind of have to like click in. You're like, okay, I had my moment.
Right.
Like it's gone past now, and it's either this moment's going to rule what's going on today, or it's going to just be I figure it out.
And it's the funniest thing as well. And we're going to touch on the first look in like just a second, but like, yeah, you have that coming to moment. And I'm literally joking, all jokes aside, literally said, I'm the boss of my own body.
Right.
And you just take over, and you flip that switch, and you're doing it.
Right. There's like no option. Like, I'm going to go out there for better or worse, and whatever happens is going to happen. And your body just naturally like picks up on that.
Right, exactly.
And
it's such a weird, surreal moment when you're doing that.
And it feels weird all the day of, you feel like you're in a haze. Until you legitimately say, I do, and you walk down the aisle, and it's finally like, oh my God, we can just party and drink.
Mm-hmm.
Do you finally start clicking back into your normal body again? You're kind of a haze the whole time. There's always this like underlying tone of something bigger is coming.
Sure. I was actually, because I got it done so early,
mm-hmm.
I was actually in that full clarity moment, like adrenaline.
Love it.
Like had it all clicked in.
Yeah.
But I went and after I did the first look, I came back into the groomsmen suite because I still was not quite all there.
Right. Your boy came and hunted you down.
Right. And you grabbed me, yanked me back in, and I said, I need to make one more pit stop to the bathroom here real quick.
I got to make one more deposit to the bank of stress.
Blew some more chunks in there.
And after that moment, you were 100% golden.
I had a little moment again in my, looked myself in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally just started beating my chest.
Right.
Like 4 or 5 times hard.
Yeah. It's time.
Hard.
Yeah.
And then I took a deep breath. And then I don't know what I said afterwards. I think I said one more for good measure or some shit like that for all of us. And I was back. Back.
And you snap back into it, which is crazy. And hopefully you grow and learn, maybe like, hey, maybe I need to vent some of this shit out earlier throughout the process.
I guess the part was I didn't even talk about it, and it wasn't maybe even living in the back of my mind
mm-hmm.
to the point where I recognized it, but I realized the magnitude of it when I was there. So for those of you that are out there, and I'll let you throw your 2 cents out there for your situation,
mm-hmm.
but if you're a little bit more coming from my direction where, I'm kind of just floating around, cruising, everything's fine, great, nothing is really that huge of a deal. We don't have a lot of firsts in our lives now that we're basically like 30 years old. We've done a lot.
That's why kids are amazing. You get a lot of new firsts together.
Amazing. That's that's exactly it. So that's one of your first and last. And so basically I maybe had not experienced something like that in a very long time. And it was something that was very impactful in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And so I needed to do some sort of maybe a visualization, a debriefing, something I needed to do something
to soak the moment in before.
Yeah, I needed to better prepare myself. I didn't have any preparation, and
right.
I didn't think I needed to have preparation for that.
But you would, if it was an interview for your dream job, every day leading up to that, you would be fully immersed in what you need to do.
Of course.
But because it's something guys naturally, I don't care about, like flowers or whatever, the back of the seats, flowers or whatever.
Easy to just kind of check out.
Right. And you're just helping the wife because truly it's like, we're not going to do a sports bar.
And you're all,
so what sports say do I have?
Right. And you're also in it together as well. So like,
right.
That's another thing, she just has, she just got more to say.
Right.
So we're kind of
there's some guys out there who don't, and maybe I would love to talk to somebody who had like 100% 50-50 their wedding and see how he felt. But,
sure.
I had a very similar experience, but mine was at a completely different time. Mine hit me middle-endish. I had a full-blown first panic attack. Work was awful for me at the time.
Yeah.
Our apartment was falling apart where we were living in. We had
such a bad situation.
We had another flood. We moved into this awesome apartment in Laguna Hills. At first, seemed so great and so easy. One store, extra den, extra bedroom, close to family. Slowly became like
it was
awful.
It was super easy for you to drop off Hendrix, your pup,
right,
at your mom's, hanging out. It was very easy.
Right. And then we had a flood in it. They patched it. Another flood came. They patched that, and the third flood happened. And every time it floods, they have to rip the floorboards out. We have to move the place around, and you could feel it. And it's musty in this place all the time.
Yeah, dude. It even got to the point where the street, like the actual concrete,
was wet. Right.
And you're like, dude, what is going on? It's the middle of summer.
Right.
That's not supposed to be there.
Right. Why is this wet? And it's like drying and becoming wet again. And I think it, all stacked. COVID, it was in the middle of COVID, and it all just hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like grilling outside, and like kids were playing, having fun. And I walked inside, and I was like, I'm just like done. like I wanted to go through with it, and I was going to go through with it the whole time, but it just became like so overwhelming for me. Like I felt like such a baby about it because I was hardly doing anything. And like she's planning 99.5% of it. I have like the groom stuff and the bachelor party, and I planned the honeymoon. Like I had such a small part of it that I felt like, why am I so worried about it? But looking back at it, it wasn't this huge event. It was like where like all the stuff behind it that was going wrong. So we ended up moving out of our apartment, moving in with our parents. And I slowly like started coming back to my body, making better decisions, like health wise, and going and looking for a new job, talking to a therapist to help me, because I was really concerned because a panic attack like came out of nowhere, which isn't like me.
Yeah, it's a little shocking because I've never felt anything like that. It's jarring and it comes out of left field.
Right. And this was also during COVID, and I was like overeating. And like just not doing a lot of things healthy. And I was like, okay, I need to talk to someone that had no opinion. Like I could just like dump whatever awful thoughts I had onto somebody else and have it not be somebody else. Be somebody else's rock.
It's better out than in,
right?
You know,
so,
cliche like that, but you know,
it was
get that shit out.
and you know, it was so funny. Madison and myself were talking about it because we were watching a TV show, and some guy, like a reality TV show, some guy went to the hospital because he's proposing to his girlfriend or whatever, and he had like blood pressure dropped, and like he like had to go check it out because he was like getting faintish, and I'm like, not enough people talk. There was always a stigma or a joke like guys panic right before, yeah, but like. It seems like everyone I've talked to, there's very few people who are like, yeah, everything was super chill. I was fine. Most people I talked to is like, yeah, I like, you know, I picked up a bad habit.
I was ignorant. Like I didn't. I was like, this is gonna be fine. It's gonna be great.
No big deal. It was fine and great, but there was like this moment in this process for some men, I feel like, that isn't talked about or is mainly joked about, and it's totally fine to feel that way. The momentous thing that is happening, and maybe women handle it better or men handle it better who think about that stuff all the time, all day. When they're kids, they plan or play it. It's something they've always wanted to do. I've never played wedding when I was a kid. No. Never thought about my wedding in high school. Never thought about my wedding when I was in college. The only time I ever thought about a wedding was when Mass and I started dating after like 3 or 4 years.
Sure.
And so it becomes a brand new thing, and all you hear about is how big it is. So it puts a huge amount of pressure on something that maybe shouldn't, for guys, be that big of a deal. But it always is.
Yeah, it always seems to be. But I don't know. I think the best way maybe to cope with it, you gotta envision yourself in those shoes, in those moments, because it is that momentous, you know, moment in your life.
Some people may not feel that way, like we were saying.
I didn't feel that way either. So again, I'm just saying, you might handle it great, whatever, great. That's perfect for you. I'm just saying, I thought I was going to go all peachy, and then I had a full-on panic attack, which was fine. I mean, I felt alive, actually.
Yeah, afterwards you learn something about yourself.
Yeah, you're like, holy shit, that was crazy.
After mine, I did a lot of deep diving about how like I'm never present. And I've been working on it. Ever since then, it's only improved my life and my relationship. So I'm thankful for it because it's made me a better man. It pushed me to get a new job, start really trying to lose weight, and, you know, being better and making better decisions. Whether weight's coming off fast, I'm slowly and gradually making better decisions health-wise for myself.
Podcast, you know, that we been wanting to do.
It's like pushed us to do something. But, you know, if you are a guy, like you said, who
I think that's a lot of things too. Maybe that kind of stemmed, you know, what we're doing right now as well. So
it's fun to think of like, okay, yeah, it was a really shitty moment, but it also caused a lot of really beautiful things.
Yeah.
Because of it. And it's only ever helped my life and helped me understand people who have panic attacks better, because before this, I never really understood.
Sure.
What do you mean?
Sure. I didn't understand either. So again, it's more, it's just more knowledge kind of in your back pocket.
And if you're feeling, I feel like our demographics, most of our friends who have been married or currently married or about to, thinking about it, you're not alone to feel like it's a lot. And you should call somebody or talk to somebody, even if it's super easy breezy and it's super fun for you. Go chat with your buddy about it who's willing to listen. Just tell you how much fun he's having with it. Because maybe it might help you realize, maybe blow more of that steam off instead of like just bottling it up.
Right. You might uncover some things if you just keep kind of talking about it. You kind of keep taking different paths down the conversations, and it might turn into something more. So, anyways, it was really cool. It was a very unique experience that I found. I'm trying to find that silver lining, and it was jarring, but it was also made me feel super alive.
Yeah, but maybe it was because it made the wedding really real for you at that point.
Totally
because you totally were soaking in how beautiful it was afterwards.
Yep. That's exactly it. And I felt so present, and like, I finally came to like, holy shit, this is a big deal, and now I'm here, and like, let's live it up. Let's do this thing. Let's be fully invested.
Right.
Let's say hi to everyone that's here, that's come to support. Let's really soak in like how great the venue was. Let's get some cocktails, martinis. Yeah, let's have some bomb food. Let's go dance.
The food was
pictures.
bomb.
I was very impressed by the food.
Yeah.
Very impressed.
The chicken was probably some of the best chicken I could have had. I didn't have the chicken, I had the beef. Tried Madison's chicken.
Fire. Dude, it was
Wish I would have got the chicken.
Really? You'd never say that.
I never say that. But yeah, man, I think that's the silver lining for it. It made it really real, and everything after that was probably just even that much better because you did it, you got over that hump.
Yeah.
But one thing I do want to hear about real quick about the wedding was what'd you think of Daddy's speech? Because he was quite nervous.
Yeah, you seemed a little nervous.
Very nervous.
To be quite frank with you.
Which is so funny because I thought I was portraying myself as not a nervous dude.
Really?
I thought I was like, oh, I'm fine. But like everyone was like, what is wrong with Tommy?
No, that's not it at all. You just came across a little nervous. And again, it's one of those things. I was a nervous wreck at your wedding.
Right.
Because I could only think about nailing the speech.
Right.
And I needed to nail it. And I was stressing out all day, and I feel like I wasn't present until I got after. Until I finished the speech.
Right. Until I finished the speech, and I finally was able to talk to people. And
what the fuck is it with weddings? Just rattling my cage.
Yeah, dude. I don't like to be in. I am not a huge PDA person. And especially like to profess love and be affectionate or be open like that in front of 100-something people isn't normal for me.
Yeah, it's not normal.
I'd rather crack a joke and like show you my butt than like go over and give Madison a kiss on the lips and like have to tell a touching story.
Right. But all jokes aside, dude, you crushed the speech. It was fantastic. I thought all the speeches were
unreal.
Were amazing.
Yeah.
I thought that was, again, on wedding day, that's something I always look forward to is listening to the speeches, especially when you're a little bit more closely knit with the actual wedding, I guess, itself or the couple.
Yeah.
It was really great. Love hearing what people have to say.
Super surprising.
Damn, Connor's got me. Yours got me too.
Yeah.
My God, just a real tearjerker here.
There were some jokes in there.
There was a couple. You went for the heartstrings though a couple times.
Real fast. Connor, I was so surprised. Wrote it like 2 nights before. Came out with an absolute banger out of nowhere. Out of left field.
He did, dude.
I was so impressed.
Well, in true Connor fashion, he rolls into the Friday golf round and he's like, dude, I got like 45 minutes of sleep last night. I'm like, what? Why?
Yeah.
We got such a big weekend. Why didn't you get at least 5-6 hours?
6 hours.
He's like, I was writing your speech till 6:30 in the morning. I'm like, dude, you picked me up at 8.
Right. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, oh man. Like naturally when someone tells you that, you're like, this is gonna be tough. And he came out and just delivered it. Just absolutely delivered it.
Yeah. It was all really good. I loved your first part where you were explaining your life as me.
Right.
Pulled a little 180. That was a good little joke. I thought that you came out of the gates hot for that one. It really set the tone for the whole speech.
Yeah, really.
And I felt like that kind of took a little weight off your shoulders. What you hear, I heard everyone laugh in the crowd.
Oh yeah, once I got
all right, we're back. Okay.
Once I got the one giggle, I was able to chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
but I was just ready to rumble on it.
So again, speeches were awesome. We lucked out again with the weather, like during dinner. Got a little chilly, but whatever. It was like for 20 minutes, hopped in there, cake was great. Desserts were awesome. Just like food was really good. Bar seemed like it was no problem at all.
No problem.
People were filing in and out. I thought it was really cool that we had my dad set up a cigar lounge as well.
It was like the hit.
It was really fun.
Everyone was out there at one point.
Really cool. And then we had the donut bar.
Yeah, fire
as well. Like, dude, we had a good little setup. So overall, the latter half of the wedding, including the ceremony, I can't believe we just glossed over that. But Bob, he's gonna do what Bob does.
Bob came up, killed it.
He delivered the message, and it was special.
Right.
And again, shout out to him on his birthday. It was super cool. But yeah, overall, dude, super fun. And then that's when the fun is just kind of getting rolling, because that's the weekend.
Yeah.
And then we took off on our honeymoon on that Tuesday. We took ourselves a little bit of time. We stayed in a little villa or whatever, had ourselves a night, hung out, and then we were just nursing a hangover, and then went out to dinner the next night, and then we took off on our honeymoon. And we were kind of explaining a little bit, so we're going to touch on some of the high points here. Mm-hmm. And did you end up looking up Morro Bay versus Monterey? Did you ever?
Yeah, you were right. I told you during the podcast you were right. I was surprised you still had to bring that up.
But Morro Bay was a beautiful little spot. If anyone wants a little bit of like, if you're in Orange County and you want a little bit of a staycation type thing where you go for like a day or two, that is a really cool spot to just stay like one night and then pop over somewhere else, because very sleepy town.
For sure.
Very sleepy town, but it is gorgeous over there. And so if you're doing that for like just kind of a lounge around, hanging out, walks, that kind of stuff, really cool spot. We stayed at the Anderson Inn. It was right on the water. Beautiful little spot. So we had some bomb food that night. And that was kind of about it. Watched a little Laker game. We're still kind of easing our way into feeling a little bit better.
You're still coming off the high. We like the first couple nights of our honeymoon, we finally settled in after like night 2, I think.
Sure. Yeah, it takes a little bit of time because you're also just so gassed from the weekend.
Right.
So that was fun. We're taking alcohol up there or whatever, having wine and shit like that. So then after that, we pop on over to Paso Robles. We head out a little early in the morning. And we're a little bit bummed at the start because it was actually supposed to be raining all day in Paso. Mm-hmm. Kind of turned out to be one of the vibiest times because we're just rolling through and it's 65, 63 through there. And it's not like raining. It's just kind of drizzling the whole time.
Ooh.
And so we're just hitting up wineries. Unfortunately, you shouted out Sasha Vujicic, and I don't know why. I just thought we could just roll in there. And just have a glass of wine. No. We came to find out like you need reservations at all, like of the vineyards and wineries. It's not like Temecula is not like that. You don't need any reservations.
No, you just walk up.
You just walk in. They're like little restaurants. I thought it was the same thing at Paso. Not the same. So we had a little bit of like a semi-panic attack where we're trying to figure out what we're gonna do. Anyways,
you can find them.
Yeah, we found them. We found the 2 that we wanted to go to. We ended up making work. So that was great. I was a little bummed. We didn't go to Sasha Vujicic though, because it looked like it was going to be an unreal experience. I guess not the biggest, disappointment because the wine was also like $150, $200. I'm like, whoa,
yeah,
okay, that's break the bank kind of.
Yeah, Sasha's got expensive taste. It's supposed to be pretty good wine.
All the reviews, it was like 5-star reviews, and it was like greatest wine. If we booked, we would have met Sasha Vujicic. Like he's there, like all the time.
Oh,
you like met Sasha, met the family. There's like 4 people that just like stay there and just run the place.
Oh, all time. That's on the list when we go back.
Yeah, it's really cool. So, anyways, long story, I guess, kind of wrapped up, made short. Austin Hope was super cool, and then we headed over to Justin. Great little spot. And again, like it was really cool because it was rainy, misting, and we're kind of sitting inside sipping wine, and we got like fire on our backs where we're kind of like next to a fire pit. I'm like, ooh, this is
Nice.
This is kind of hitting right now.
Right.
Stayed away in like a really small, tiny little like, Airbnb that was pretty close to like the countryside. That was really great. Watched a little movie, hung out, and then we headed out to Spanish Bay the next day.
Here we go.
That's
buckle in.
That's the big event here. It was that and the aquarium. Those are the two things that we were really gearing up for, and so that was in the tail end of our trip. If you ever get like a chance to go like 4 or 5 days, take 3 days off work and just like do 1 day in Paso and then like a couple days like in Monterey and then drive back on Saturday or Sunday, dude, that is an unbelievable time. Because wow, I mean, just special.
Yeah.
Just something that you cannot give it words. It was one of those moments where you think that you played at really cool places and it lived up to all the hype and like it really blew everything else out of the water. I mean, it is the top of my top golf list, and it's going to be really tough to take that one down.
I don't blame you.
It was unbelievable. From the drive in, you're checking into a national park. I didn't even know this. Like, you have to pay to get in. Like, you have like hikers need to pay, like, and get access to it.
You didn't get in for free to play golf there?
We did. Like,
okay.
Yeah, we were playing there. So whatever, we checked in. You're like, okay, great. You're going to be down there on your right, blah, blah, blah. But it was just everything about it, dude. It was unbelievable. Like, we played on the water on a few courses, and Torrey Pines being one of them, still just an all-time golf course. Played at Trump National, same situation. You got ocean views like the whole time. But there's something about being like on the sand. Like, it's link style. So like the bunkers are like the beach, like the beach sand.
So you're not on the cliff looking down on it?
No. Like, I am walking on the beach, like looking for golf balls on holes like 16, 17, 18. Like, we're saying what's up to surfers. Like, dudes are like on like little golf carts and skateboards like next to us. And it's like it is the quietest beach because it's like that national. It's like, I don't know if it's a national park, so I don't want to go quoting that. But you know how national parks, you have to like, there's a park ranger and you have to like pay to get in.
Yeah.
It was one of those situations. And so it's like almost like a private beach. So there's only like a handful of people taking walks and like, hanging out on the beach. And, we're saying hi to people. It almost felt like I was like in like an England type setting as well. Because if you go to the old course, you have people that are like walking by and, like spectators and all that kind of stuff. Same kind of vibe, but like the beach.
Interesting.
But also you get like 10, 11 holes on the beach with ocean views. And the other 7 or 8 holes are tucked away in a forest. So you get both beach links golf and you get forest links golf.
Which is what you've been wanting to play.
All in one. And yeah, dude, it was it's what I wanted to play. And it was the first time I've had trees all around me. Damn, your tee shots sound sick.
Yeah, they sound unreal.
Sounds like I broke my driver like 2 or 3 times. Just like
cracking it.
Was
it just you and Katie?
That was the other big thing. It was just Katie and I. Yep.
Wow.
And in 2 cents, I know this is like well known, but don't feel shameful for letting people know that's your honeymoon.
Oh, please do.
Like, do not feel shameful at all. Go
get
around
whatever and tell everyone.
Throw that thing all over the damn place.
I told hotels we got free upgrades. I told restaurants got private menus, got free desserts.
Oh yeah.
Play into it.
Yeah, full board. That is your one card you're playing all weekend long, and boy, it hits every single time.
So you told the golf course it was your honeymoon?
Yeah, we're going on our honeymoon. We're taking a trip up the coast. Can't wait. Whatever. Can't wait to. We're like, putting it in the notes section in our reservation. And yeah, we're going up there. They're saying like, welcome to Spanish Bay. Congratulations on your marriage. And I'm like, whoa,
so cool.
That's special in itself. And then we go up to the starter.
You have pictures, right?
Yeah, of course. I got, and also I got a little shared album from Katie as well. So,
thank God.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go and check in.
And yeah, we go check in. Pro Shot's awesome. You know, they don't have a driving range there. No big deal.
Who cares?
At all. It doesn't matter. Like, where are you going to put it? There's forest and there's beach.
Right. You got a putting green, go roll some putts. Let's go play.
They also had a short game area and an all-time, like, 3-tiered, like, putting green. You know, like, they're bringing it. And they also had TP5 golf balls there.
Ooh.
For the short game area.
Nice.
So you know when, like, you're rolling up to a course with, like, TP5 Pro V1s, they're bringing it.
Right.
And so we go up to the starter. And again, like, you know, congratulations on your marriage. You know what? We haven't been that busy today. You know, my tee sheet's not looking too jam-packed. I have a family going out with you, but you two enjoy the day. Like, I'm going to put you guys out there right now. I'm just going to have the family go out there by themselves. And we're like, oh my God.
Sir.
Let
me shake your hand.
At the same time, Katie and I were like, okay, we're a little nervous. Katie is. She's playing a big course. Never played anything like this before. And it's, you know, it's a good chunk of change. You know, it's part of it's a big event.
Also, you just want to be by yourselves. You don't want to hear like some Barney could really ruin the experience.
That's exactly. I'm like, babe, we gotta really prepare for like a hooligan in our group, and like, you just gotta prepare.
You hoping they're getting priced out? That's the point of the price being that high. But you don't know who you're gonna get.
You also don't know if you're gonna have a guy or a gal that's just gonna chat your ear off the whole time about nonsense, and it's like, I'm never gonna see you again.
Right.
Like, great. I'm all for making some friendships. We can crack a couple jokes. But, like, you know, in that instance, I'm not going to be there every single weekend.
I'm not in the market for friends right now.
Right. I'm here to, like, really just
soak this in.
Yes, exactly. And that was the true experience. And I think that's what also made it so special. Tons of, like, infinity greens. The course was just in immaculate condition. Every tee box, I did not see. I maybe saw one broken tee on a tee box. Like, rolling sands, rolling hills, link style, so tons of undulation. The sun was like, you know, in and out. Perfect weather. It was like, it ended up being like 59, 60. Okay. You know, like, I got to like a quarter zip and then took that off eventually because we were just like in the sun.
Windy?
Very minimal wind.
Wow.
Very minimal. It was like, you know, 8 to 10, and then it picked up to maybe 15.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, you could be looking at 30-mile-an-hour winds over there.
Was it more windy in Temecula when we played?
I'm having a hard time. No, it was about the same.
Okay.
It was about the same because...
So it's windy.
Because the last, like, 6 holes got a little windy. It got really tough.
Okay.
And it's not an easy golf course to begin with. And, again, tons of undulation. Greens were pretty quick. Lots of big breaks. It was long. I played the blues. I played the back tees. It was like 6,900 yards.
Okay.
It was also a little rainy and it was soft, so there was no rollout. But I wanted that. Like, I don't care. Because I'm not playing for like any money or anything. Mm-hmm. So if I lose a golf ball, I'm not playing like, I'm gonna take the red stake. I'm not gonna look too long for it.
Right.
I'm gonna like drop like, you know, not like in the trees. I'm gonna drop in like the fairway-ish like area.
You're having
like,
fun.
I'm having fun. Like, I'm making it enjoyable, but I'm making sure that I'm getting like, and also at those golf courses as well, if you don't play the back tees,
mm-hmm.
you don't hit off the coolest tee box.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, I'm having to like go and take a trail to my tee box, like up on a hill, and it's like submersed like on a plateau of,
That's pretty cool.
of like sand. You know, and it's like, okay, if I'm not playing the blues, I just, you know, walk 20 yards and I get to, you know, hit from this tee box, and I'm not like going an extra like 40 yards back up there.
Right.
And so, yes, it was way too much. I bit off to chew, especially on that course with that length, with the wind, and then the speed and undulation, all that kind of jazz. And it's not the widest
course.
So, like, you know, again, it's
not
just,
playing your suits here.
No, but it's all time for like when you get up on the tee box and you just say, "Damn."
Yeah.
Damn, every single time.
Yeah.
You know, and it just hits you like, I cannot believe this is another photo-worthy hole. We're on hole 6. What is going on right now?
Yeah. That's so cool, bud.
So I get it. And I think I understand why everyone talks about Pebble Beach, because it's such a cool area.
Yeah.
So I would actually love to go. We got to go like to a tournament up there.
Yeah, one time for sure.
Yeah, like that would be unbelievable.
Would love that.
We keep talking about going to PGA Tour events, but that would be something.
Put it on the books.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I love that, buddy.
So anyways, I feel like I'm just going on and on, but man, it was special.
What'd you shoot?
I did shoot 94, which was not great at all. I mean, I really did not hit the ball well. I did get one birdie on the day, and I was, again, kind of in and out of it, making sure Katie's all good, grabbing her club, watching this, looking at her for a ball. The rough, by the way. Mm-hmm. Yeesh.
Oh, no.
That is doing no favors at all. And I got to show you what I got a picture. I took a picture of the lie I had because it was buried in 6-inch rough.
Okay, so this is the longest rough you've played.
This now tops everything.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fescue because it's link style, but it's not fescue because you're on like the beach in like forest, but it's like long crabgrass, like 5, 6. I don't know if it's not crab. I don't know all like the
terms.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's long grass.
I'm not a grass, enthusiast over here. All I know is that the shorter it is, the better.
Right. The tighter my ball can be to the floor, the better.
Right. So that was tough. And if you if you're a little bit off, you're hitting in some deep, thick shit. And that was also really tough as well. Driver was not working either. But also you didn't need the driver a lot. I didn't. I took hybrid off the tee like 7 times.
How'd that go?
I should have left my driver in the bag.
Well, hybrid was cooking.
That was my best club. That was literally saving my round. That kept me under 100.
Wow. Good old hybrid.
That in the short game.
Love it.
Yeah. Because, boy, I lost so many golf balls. And, dude, I hit my hybrid better than I hit my 6-iron. Lost 2 6-irons back-to-back on a par 3. Blasted those things straight out of bounds twice.
Damn.
Didn't even finish the hole. Because I thought I'd find the second one. Couldn't find the second one. I'm like,
wow. Okay, how'd Katie shoot?
I'll just take quad. She did great, actually. Dude, for not ever playing, cannot stress this enough. She never plays, never practices.
Right.
She doesn't even know her yardages.
Right.
Like, I'm telling her what club to pull every single time, helping her read greens, all that kind of stuff. She shot 106.
Pretty great.
A true 106. She finished everything. She would even put out like the 4-footers, Like we're there.
That's really great.
We're there by ourselves. 106. And
really
she was
great.
draining some 5-6 footers.
Nice.
Lagging putts with like double breaks from like 30 feet to like 4 or 5 feet, then draining that one. I'm like, wow. Like
very nice.
That's great.
Nice job.
Almost went up and down from like a 30-yard bunker shot. Like, whoa.
Right wheat.
I had a teacher at the bunker shot before, and she perfectly executes a 40-yard bunker shot to about 8 feet. Like,
whoa.
Holy shit, dude.
That's so cool.
So she was balling. Again, we both had our struggles, but overall, we had a lot of our strong moments, and they were very, they're very clear in your mind when you hit like a good shot here and there. You're like, damn, that was flushed, whatever. It just kind of sinks in a little bit more when you're playing on a course like that. So,
yeah.
Anyways, 10 out of 10 experience. You cannot find a fault in it, because then before the round, we ate at Roy's restaurant, which is right there on the water. We have like a corner window seat because we're playing there on Thursday. Like no one's really there yet for the weekend.
Yeah.
And we kind of have a very to ourselves experience to this whole magical club and place.
That's so crazy.
And so breakfast was super bomb. After the round, we're going up, people are like cleaning our clubs and everything, and they hand us a medal. Thank you for playing here. And I'm just like, can this place get any more legit?
Medal? That's
they
so cool.
hand you like a little a metal pin. I got to show it to you next time. We're next to my golf bag we're playing, because I got it in there. But they have a metal pin that says whatever Spanish Bay, and it's got like a little dude with bagpipes. And apparently we didn't stay for this because we had a little bit of a situation going on with Katie's tooth, so we had to go to the dentist.
Her tooth?
Yeah, she got a little chip. No, but we had to make a pit stop. Whatever. It was a quick little 30-minute dentist trip. No big deal. It was a tiny one. She got it fixed before the wedding. It's like a minuscule, and it just popped off.
Gotcha.
It's hardly even noticeable. But we had that to go to, or else we would have stayed for the bagpipes that apparently play, and they march down 17th Mile Road, and they just march on down there with playing bagpipes, and you could walk with them on the beach. It's like a ritual everyday thing that they do.
That sounds fire.
I'm like, I would love to do that. We would have for sure done it. We would have done it, but we just had something. We had to go to that dentist appointment. Like, I had no idea that was even a thing.
Where did you guys find a dentist?
Downtown Carmel. Just called one. Just, yeah, are you in coverage? And boom, just popped on in there. Done.
Wow, that's fire. Yeah.
She was great, apparently.
I had a COVID test during my honeymoon.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Never got it, though. You've been dodging that thing left and right.
I'm bopping and weaving. Yeah. I'm a prototypical man who should have COVID, and I've not gotten it. That sounds awesome, buddy. I'm really glad. It sounds like you had a great honeymoon. We are back, and you said something at this key moment out here called Laker basketball. I would love to talk a little bit about.
Yeah. I know we're going a little bit long here. No. We cannot skip out on the Lakers basketball because the boys are humming right now.
The boys are up 3-1 right now. Lonnie Walker. Okay, I want to put this in paper. I've been saying for months now, I don't know why Lonnie Walker has NBA minutes.
We have the audio.
For months now, I said, why has Lonnie Walker... I said, I feel bad. I don't understand how a player is maybe your second best scorer at one point. When LeBron was struggling or AD was struggling, like we went to Lonnie a lot. Mm-hmm. And we just somehow got all these new players and you lose your minutes like that. Like you never existed. I don't know what happened.
Again, I'm pretty sure because he had his little like coming out party and they're saying that he is now feeling like more like full strength than what he has been. And he has kind of been for the last couple of weeks, but I guess it was his knee and his hip and they were separate times. He got 2 injuries.
Okay.
So that's maybe why he was like losing out. And then it was tough to kind of break into the rotation again. But I'm not taking anything away from him with the fact that he should have been on the court.
Yeah, I think
for a long time.
I agree. So the injuries I didn't fully know about. I thought, maybe he was injured, but I think at some point he should have been injured. At some point when your injury is good, you don't lose minutes like that. Being a starter.
You shouldn't be out for like the rest of the season and then never see court
like
time.
Losing minutes like Troy Brown Jr.
Agreed.
And Vanderbilt. And like Malik Beasley, I love the guy. I don't want to get rid of him next year because he's obviously struggling with shooting right now. And I do think the coach needs to I don't know what's going to happen next year. Let's not worry about that right now with it. We can talk about it later. But Lonnie Walker comes off the bench, gets garbage time game 2.
Yes.
When they blow out and play, it hits a mid-range, really fluid. He's looking like he's a little cutty. He's playing pretty solid defense. He gets a shot game 3 to play and plays extremely well. Plays really good defense.
It's his time. Yeah.
And comes out tonight, game 4.
Clinches us.
And basically says, AD and LeBron, don't worry about it. I'm going to come and win this fourth quarter for us. I think it's 15, 16 points alone in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. And it was multiple possessions back to back to back to back, just carrying.
And it was like, oh, thank God, we got lucky. Lonnie Walker's been there 80% of the season for us doing that.
You want to know why I think the Lakers are also dangerous, like really dangerous, is because obviously we have AD and LeBron, but we got guys like Lonnie, we got guys like D'Lo, and we got guys like Reeves.
We have all 3 of those guys can really pop off in a quarter. Reeves played better tonight. We also have Vandy, who's going to lock down your best player. He's putting a clinic on how to guard Steph right now.
He really is.
Now, you don't stop Steph. Steph's coming out game 5, absolutely firing nukes. And you could guarantee you could put that to the bank. He's putting up at least 35 with like 8 threes or something dumb.
Easy.
And Vandy's going to come out, and he's been playing great on him.
Let's also not sleep on Steph because he had a triple-double in like the third quarter tonight. Like, that's nothing to be slept on whatsoever.
Steph is Steph.
Yeah.
When you play Golden State, you almost laugh at some of the shots they make. You're like, oh, my God, Golden State's just unreal. Unreal. Draymond's a nutcase. The team loves him, so it works. But, yeah, I think I'm just so excited for talking about a person who got minutes ripped from him. Never let anyone know how bitter he was probably about it. I guarantee you he was pissed.
Oh, fuming.
I guarantee you if he's a competitor, like you don't get in the NBA unless you are. You don't get into a pro sport unless you are. He's heated. He's going home like punching walls, calling people, asking for trades. Like he's in it. Like I assume.
You know what also is great though, and it's so awesome to see, is that you can whine, bitch, complain, but then it's like, what are you gonna do about it?
Right,
is really what it comes down to.
Gave him some garbage time minutes. Like didn't take it as an insult. It says I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna play well, and I'm gonna show this coach that I should be at least trying if other people aren't. Coach sees it, gives him a shot. Troy Brown Jr. not playing anymore. Malik Beasley can't hit the fucking backside of a barn right now with a 3-ball. Best 3-point shooter.
Let's get an athletic stud out there that can score for us.
And a pure shooter.
Yeah.
The dude can shoot the ball.
Yeah, he's great.
And Austin Reeves is really struggling right now. And I think our lineup going forward, if they want to play small ball, we had the lineup out there tonight, and I thought it was beautiful. It was 80 at the 5, Hachimura at the 4, Schroeder at the 2, D'Lo at the 1, and Lonnie Walker at the 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, if you want to go small guard ball, we got you all day. And then we have AD, who's athletic enough to keep up and guard Draymond. So we're either going to beat you down low or we're going to beat you with shooting. And you have Hachimura right now, the highest 3-point shooting percentage in the playoffs.
Like 59%.
And he can't get a shot off right now. All night, I'm like, give it to Hachimura. He's open in the corner. They won't find him. He has the highest 3-point percentage in the NBA in playoffs right now. But
the boys are humming and they're looking great. And I do want to shout out AD right now.
Playing out of his mind.
Can people get off his back for only dropping 14 points?
It's done. There's no more talking about AD because he does so much more than just score.
We've been talking about it for so long. I'm like, AD's having maybe a little bit of off night, but it's because maybe they're double, triple teaming him and hammering him in the post. But he's still going out there getting 5-6 blocks a game
and rebounding every ball. And every ball that can be a possible be a rebound, AD is up there.
That's all we need him to do. And you know what? It's Darvin Ham actually said it best. They got a little bit of a clip. I saw it on SportsCenter. He said, as long as he's playing great defense, he's playing great basketball. And I could not agree more with that because the dude just needs to be physical. We need his presence. We need his body. We need his athleticism.
Yeah.
If we get 35 points out of him, that's a big bonus.
And they're pretty 35. He's an all-time defender. His best part of his basketball is defending. And he has this pretty offensive game where it feels into everything. If AD catches the ball and he hits you with a little spin move dunk on the baseline, a little couple finger rolls near the baseline, maybe a little floater,
couple mid-range jump shots,
then he starts moving that mid-range. It starts hitting those mid-ranges. GG, you guys are losing the game.
Because then he can drive again.
You got to come out on him, and he's feeling his mid-range because he can shoot. So he starts feeling that mid-range. You can't stop it.
If I see another bounce pass
to his ankles,
I'm
going to lose it.
I think we had 8 fucking turnovers tonight.
Right.
Why are you throwing it to his ankles?
Why are you on his toe? What do you think he's going to do?
Dude,
stop forcing it.
I've lost my shit a couple of times, and I'm like, got to stand up off the couch because I'm like, what are we doing?
You have to
the tallest guy that's in there is Andrew Wiggins. And yeah, he's tall. He's not AD. Get it up there.
Yeah, there was a perfect 80 point to Austin Reeves. It was Austin trying to shovel a pass real quick to his gut, and both the defenders are out on him. It was a simple lob pass right by the rim. Anywhere near that facility, AD is grabbing it. It's just that.
Can we show highlights of LeBron just dishing it to AD? Let's just do that.
All the time.
Have the team just watch highlights of that because it works great. People need to figure that out because if I see another ball go to his ankles and go off his shoe and someone rips it from him, I'm going to go over there and send a personal message or something.
Yeah, you're going to send a tweet out. I'm glad Austin Reeves played better tonight.
Yeah.
I do think Austin Reeves needs to get yanked from the starting lineup.
Maybe a little bit of a switch up. He runs the offense really well.
That's why I think he's a better second team guy.
Yeah.
Because he comes, this is what my 5 I would want, AD,
Yeah,
LeBron.
because you already have LeBron and you already have AD. That is the offense on the first team.
Now you're adding Lonnie Walker, and Lonnie Walker is a better shooter than Austin Reeves. And a better, we don't have really a thing to do with a ball right now. I can score, he'd be really athletic enough to score it, where D'Lo kind of has to be a little shady, a little fadeaway. So when he's cooking, D'Lo can do the same thing, but it forces D'Lo has to be a little bit more shifty, where Lonnie could do pure athleticism, couple dribbles, elevate over the guy, layups. He causes more of an offensive threat, I think, than Austin Reeves. And then could you imagine Hachimura and Austin Reeves coming off the bench?
Yeah, that's great. You know, that's just really
and
fundamental basketball.
Hachimura comes, you can get either AD or you can get LeBron, and then Austin Reeves can either get D'Lo or Lonnie or Vandy.
It's just fun talking about Laker basketball again.
Thank God. Thank God.
Like, truly.
Oh,
I love all the options. I love where our team's at.
I'm still nervous, to be honest.
You know what, though? I think, when do you think we win the series?
Okay. I don't want to jinx this, but there's a video.
What's your prediction?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm going to say it.
I don't know.
You're not gonna say it?
There was a corgi who has 2 baskets at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah.
He hits a balloon. And I've seen him do this before, and he gets a lot of them pretty closer, right? And so far, the corgi shot 100% on the games he's guessed. So the corgi says the next 3 are Golden State. And so far, he's gotten the first 3 right.
You're going to let a corgi
first 4 right, sorry.
You're going to let a corgi decide our fate here?
I mean, the corgi dimed these, dude. I mean, I think the corgi might know something. I would love for the Lakers to come out and make a statement game. Either in Golden State, you need to push them. It cannot be a blowout win.
It's the same. I feel like we're talking about the same scenario
with
right
the
now.
Grizzlies.
Yep.
You either need to push them or you squeak out a win.
Mm-hmm.
I would love a squeak out win because that means we just get so much more rest against the Nuggets and Suns, who I would rather see the Nugs. I don't want to see the Suns.
It's funny because Katie and I were talking about the same thing. We were watching some Laker basketball during the week last week on our honeymoon. Yeah, I don't know what team I want right now, but I certainly do not want Devin Booker and Kevin Durant.
We have nothing for them.
No, thank you.
We got something for Joker.
Yeah.
We got plenty for Joker.
Yep.
I think so. LeBron, Vandy, and AD. And that could be 3 different looks.
Yep.
And Murray if Murray's going to beat us, then Murray beats us. But we have enough shifty, small, stronger guards that can keep up with Murray.
I can't have D-Book and
who's guarding Devin Booker on our team? Vandy? Okay, great. Then who's guarding Kevin Garnett? LeBron? No chance.
Kevin Durant. I don't know. Yeah, I don't want the Suns.
And then you still have Aiden. So
it's a stacked team, and then you get Chris Paul that's going to be healthy coming for the Lakers if they make it through.
I don't want to see the Suns.
You know, and then you got Cameron Payne. That's a great backup point guard as well.
I really don't want to see the Suns.
They're dangerous.
Yeah.
And so
Let's
I
get
think
past Golden State, but I don't want to see the Suns.
Right. I'd much rather see the Nugs for sure. Joker's a problem, but I feel like we would match up really well with them.
I think they don't want to see. I don't think they don't want to see us.
I don't think anyone wants to see us right now.
I think the Suns are licking their lips because we got nothing for them.
When they're playing the ball that they are, when Devin Booker's shooting 70% from the field and dropping 40 a game,
we got nothing for the Suns. They have our number. They've had our number for the past 3 years. But anyways, we're gonna mix it up here. We're going into our 3 silver linings because this topic generally is something people don't enjoy, and we're gonna come up with a silver lining, kind of playing on a play of the 3 worst, but the topic's the worst, and we're gonna find the 3 silver linings. A
yin and yang situation.
Love
here,
it. A little in the cabbage here. And it's going to be the 3 silver linings for hangovers.
Ooh,
and
love that.
It's all time. Buddy, you go ahead and lead us off here.
Okay. Yeah, when you think of hangovers, obviously, we're going to talk about not like your violent, like 9 out of 10. Or your 10 out of 10.
You're not out of commission for
no
full day. You still got to run some errands. You're having dinner with the fam, stuff like that.
Oh, you got to do things. I'm thinking
no. Like let's.
Oh, you can.
You can.
Got it.
Right.
Yeah.
However you want to nurse your hangovers, how you nurse your hangovers.
We're at a 6 out of 7, maybe.
Right.
Like 6 or 7 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
You're not feeling great. You're waking up really groggy. You're like, whoa, I need some water and 3 ibuprofen. Pre-stat here. And
Pre-stat.
I got to nurse this for a good 3-4 hours. But what are you doing for that time? And so for me, my number 3 slot, this is something that I really look forward to because usually I don't know, usually don't like drunk, like snack that much. So then I just kind of wake up the next morning, I'm like, ooh, I'm ready to like get something in my body that feels great, that's really going to hit. And that for me in the 3 slot is going to be having food delivered.
Oh yeah.
That's my number 3 slot.
Love that.
Like a Postmate, something where you're like, ooh, I'm going to get some pho and like some egg rolls.
Yeah.
You know? And you're like, whoa, that hits at like 11 when you're kind of like rolling out of bed a little bit. You're like, oh, I just need some like, you know, some broth, or you just need like a fire breakfast burrito.
You need something to bring you back.
Yeah, and that for me is my 3 slot. And then number 2 right here, this is something for me that is very cherished for a lot of Sundays, I would say. And for me, that is watching golf a little hungover.
Oh, yeah.
Anything really, but like a great golf tournament on Sunday.
Totally.
And I can wake up at 10 and like throw that thing on and like, you know, check out a little bit of it, you know, and it's just like a high energy tournament, all that kind of stuff. And it's just very relaxing. That's in my number 2 slot. Mm-hmm. Number 1 slot for me, it's very debatable. It was a toss up between this and golf, but it's a nap. It's a nap. It's a nap thing for me. Yeah, because it got the golf and nap almost goes a little bit hand in hand, but the nap is fantastic. Something for me, I don't know. I am a big nap guy. I know you're maybe not a big nap guy.
Yeah, no.
Dude, having a nap like after like a really bomb like lunch brunch situation and throwing on TV and then passing out for 45 or an hour, and then you wake up and you're like on hole 13. You're like, oh, perfect.
Yeah, I never wake up refreshed. I feel like someone hit me in the face with a shovel.
Oh, see, that's where I get a little tea or coffee. And
right.
That's when I start my day.
That's good.
That's when I kind of flip the switch. I'm like, that's the trifecta. That's what I need. But the nap is special. You know, and you're just like, oh, I never get to do this.
Yeah, yeah. It's a good 3 list. It's a good three silver linings there. Mine's not so different from yours. I have number 3. If you do yourself a favor the night before, you get some cold water in a bottle with some ice.
Oh, yeah.
And you wake up around 8 a.m. and you are just not okay. And you know you laid yourself out 3 or 4 Advil with that cold water next to you.
That's such a great pick.
And you hit that, and then you take a quick another hour, little sleepy poo on that. So I'm gonna call it the first sip of water, but you do that with the tandem another hour. Your hangover is at an 8. It's now at a 5.
Yeah, it's a world's difference after that.
If you can just wake up, drink a little bit of water, hit some Advil, and go to force yourself back to sleep for an hour, you're gonna do better.
That's a great one. I want to almost make that my honorable mention because there are times it's like, whatever, 1 o'clock in the morning, and the last thing I want to do is fill up the Brita.
Right.
And I do it anyways because I know I'm going to be thanking myself in the
morning.
You did
it for all of college for us.
And dude, again, it's just nothing like cold water, and you're like, you just take that first sip, and it's kind of like life again.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, you're a human. It was something about the Advil and the nap afterwards with it. But number 2 obviously has to be food. I love making food. Mm-hmm. So like if I have like a nice Sunday special meal planned out, like carbonara, or we're getting coffee in the morning delivered, then that's a good day for us.
Yeah, that's solid.
And number 1,
like a coffee bagel, like a little walk or something like that.
Yeah, and number 1, give me a full sports day.
Yep.
Give me on Sunday football. Get me on some basketball, esports, something I can just absolutely shut my brain off for the next 4 to 5 hours, and just fill my head full of things that like I could just chill and not pay attention to.
Yeah, that's great.
Like golf and esports. I always gotta have something else. Basketball, baseball on the phone.
You like to have a little bit of a smorgasbord situation.
Yeah, I'm like a charcuterie man.
Yeah.
But I think it's a great list here, buddy. I really like this new Silver Linings 3. Awesome wedding. Great job, Katie Whitt and the Ruse for throwing it. Thanks to the Whitts on your side, Mama Whitt. Your dad coming through clutch. All of it was great. All of it was fun. Everyone who showed up, I thought was great. Mm-hmm. But you got anything for the people here, buddy?
Sure. I'll touch on it really quickly because we brought it up a little bit earlier, but then kind of just moved on because we were taking a little bit of time. But if you're still with us, shout out to the aquarium in Monterey.
Oh, yeah.
If you have not been there.
Oh, yeah.
God. I don't know. I put aquariums well above zoos in my book.
Oh, same.
Not a big zoo guy.
8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 for the aquarium.
It's like a 9.5, dude.
Like, yeah, it's about as close as a 10 as you can get.
It was unbelievable.
You might as well be at Atlantis.
It was unbelievable. Like, they had like 4 or 5 different like sections in like the open ocean and then into the deep section.
Right.
Just like blew your mind. It was so cool. Like all like the music they're playing and like they got these like outlandishly looking creatures in these tanks. You're like, what are these? How are we living with these things?
And the Finding Dory movie was through there as well.
So shout out the aquarium in the bay over there.
Morro Bay.
Almost. Almost. So that's what I got for the people.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out John, Madison, Jake for all the help you guys bring to this podcast. We're back and we're not going anywhere. We're in the Cabbage. And just a reminder, keep swinging.